welcome back to Success Without Borders today, September 23rd. Today we have our guest, Leo Sierra.
Hello.
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 He's nervous.
Yes, I am very nervous. I've been nervous all morning.
And now we're live. So thank you, Leo, for accompanying us today.
Thank you.
Leo's watched our show the last couple times we've had it, and as you know, we start Success Without Borders saying our gratitudes. So, Leo, you want to start with some gratitudes this morning?
Absolutely. Today I'm grateful for being here and talking to all of you guys. I'm grateful for having this opportunity to be here with America on this show and to talk about pretty much whatever she wants to talk about. So I'm here, I'm open, and I'm thankful for this wonderful day.
Perfect. Well, today I'm grateful for the beautiful weather we have, right? It's just perfect. I was able to buy a new sweater.
Yay!
And I'm grateful, honestly, just again to have this space with you guys again. Thank you for Henry. Grateful for Henry and providing this space for us. I'm grateful that my children woke up this morning on time and they didn't fuss and went to school without crying. They ate their breakfast. That's always nice. I'm grateful that I'm able to spend some productive time with loved ones as well. And I don't know, just grateful to be alive today.
I'm grateful to be breathing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here in Colorado. So thank you for everyone who accompanies us in the show with Success Without Borders. Today, Mr. Leo, we are going to talk about first impressions and what your opinion is on first impressions. And just so the audience knows, right? And you can confirm or deny this. He just found out what the theme of the show is going to be. It's not scripted. We just kind of go live, and we're gonna mess up. Sometimes my brain takes a little to buffer, so hold with us as we get this theme going. Since I just came up with it 5 minutes ago.
Well, yes, absolutely. First impressions are great. The first impressions when I saw you today, the nice sweater. I figure, wow, what a nice sweater. Looks good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
When I don't like shopping. I really don't like shopping. It's not a hobby. So I was walking with my kids in the mall this weekend, and I'm like, oh, I like that sweater. I'm gonna go buy it.
Yeah.
That's how I shop.
That's good.
In and out. And I don't know if it's too sporty, not professional, but it's comfortable. And I've decided I'm gonna be warm and comfortable over the glamour today.
Well, that's good to know.
So Leo, what do you think? What do you think about first impressions? Are they important? Are they not important? What do you think?
In the business that I am, I meet a lot of people every day.
What business are you in?
Well, I'm in the automotive industry, so I've been in the automotive industry for about 15 years. I think it's almost 15 years within a couple of months. But anyway,
Okay.
it feels like it's been longer. I've been in sales since I was a kid, and first impressions are they're a core value when it comes to my type of work that I do. So I always think that I always know that first impressions are those that are going to be very valuable, especially in relationships. If you have a first impression and it's a great, absolutely, you have a more of a chance to being able to succeed as a person. So first impressions are important, very important. Always smile.
Henry, what do you say about your smile?
You're not fully dressed unless you're wearing your smile.
Did you? I don't know if you guys heard that, but he said that you're not fully dressed unless you're wearing your smile.
And that is good. You're not fully dressed if you are not wearing your smile. Wear your smile everywhere you go. It doesn't matter. It could be on the street waiting for the bus, or it could be at work where I'm at, and someone is coming to buy a $70,000 truck. I want to have the best first impression.
Perfect. Well, I was telling Leo off the air that I suffer from this condition, and it's it's been a struggle to attach this smile to my attire because I would suffer, and I still do sometimes, suffer from RBF.
Which is resting bee syndrome.
Resting bee face. Or Google it in the Urban Dictionary.
Somebody made a lot of money by coming up with that.
Yeah, yes. But it's true, right? Sometimes we're just in the zone and we have our monotone face. And I agree in your industry, right? It's very important because it's an in and out business.
Mm-hmm.
It's an in and out business. But when it's a relationship business, if you're trying to build a relationship, let's say with a business partner, nobody's perfect, right? There's days that you're gonna come to work and you had a rough day, a rough week,
Mm-hmm.
something happened, and you're not gonna smile. Or it's gonna look fake,
Right.
right? And you're not gonna give a good first impression. And what I want to say about building first impression is I feel like we should be able to give people second chances, right? Not if we're not perfect, not everyone is gonna show up with their best all the time. We're all human, right? And I feel like part of life is to give people a second opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I've given people opportunities, right? Sometimes it's, you've gone to a restaurant, right, and your waiter is not having a good day, or whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's just throwing a joke out there and making them laugh, right? And trying to get them out of their funk, too.
Did I get you out of your funk?
You just did, with the microphone farting there. What do you think? Have you ever been in a funk?
Yes. There's many times you've been in the funk. I've been in the funk, I guess. But it's all about your structure, your internal structure. How if you know you're there, you can get out. You did it. You got yourself in there. You can get out of your funk right away. And it's always about following your positive thoughts in your mind. The positive thoughts are going to be the ones that are going to take you to that. Because we have a battle in our minds, and we don't realize that sometimes. That we have the negative thoughts, the bad thoughts, and then we speak out whatever it is that we want to speak out. It sometimes is bad.
So tell me that battle. What are the positive? It's like, what is your little angel and your little demon? What do they tell each other when you're trying to, smile and give that first impression to those clients that walk onto the lot? Like, what do you tell yourself?
Let's start with the negatives. Oh, guys, this guy is not really buying anything. Oh my God, this guy is really just getting information. He's probably gonna go buy somewhere else. Oh my God, this guy comes with an attitude. Now I'm gonna be mad, and then I'm gonna take my anger home. Oh my God, he's gonna waste my whole day, and I just wasted my whole day. Those are the negative thoughts that would go into my mind for first impressions. But positive would be, this is a great opportunity. Oh my God, I'm meeting someone new. Oh wow, look at their smile. Oh wow, look at that. Oh my God, this is a relationship. Oh, I'm gonna value this. Awesome. Hey, they speak my language, for instance. But yeah.
Okay. Have you ever made a mistake in the sense of, right, there's people that, like I just said, right, they dress, they talk the talk, but then at some point, because again, you can give a great first impression,
Mm-hmm.
but then let's call it business to business. You end up meeting them and they just put the front
Mm-hmm.
of being this great, amazing person, but then it turns out that they're not honest, they're not committed, they're not, let's just call it a good person,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a big definition as to what a good person is, depending on everyone, but let's just say they're just not nice,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I feel like I'm the opposite, right? I have this RBF sometimes, but once you get to know me, I'm super nice.
Right.
And I have this shell where I don't let people in, and that's kind of like, that's how I deter people, right? And then you have the opposite of people where they're super nice, super friendly, but then the more you get to know them, then they're not super nice and friendly, right? They're the opposite. So that's why I was saying that sometimes I think we should give people a second or a third chance
Mm-hmm.
to make that first impression, because some of us have walls up.
Yep.
And we might be missing out on great opportunities to get to meet people. And sometimes you can have that opportunity within that first time you meet them, right? For example, I walk into your lot with my RBF, looking around because I'm in numbers mode.
Yeah.
When I am in business mode, I am monotone. You can't tell what's going on in my world. Like I'm just business, right? You can't tell. There's no smile. It looks like I'm pissed, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for the best deal. I walk into your dealership. Your thoughts are, oh, here she comes. It's gonna be a pain in my butt, right? So you already took your first impression based off my face.
Oh yeah, my negative thoughts are going wild right now. What to think about you coming into my dealership. I mean, I have a lot of them. I don't want to go over them, but I will say this: it's a challenge. It's a challenge to know you, who you are, and how to connect with you. That is first impression.
But then it goes back to, right, some people don't even take that chance. There's a lot of sales reps that won't even approach a person like me.
Of course.
Because they're like, oh, they already made up their story in their mind based on just how they see me, right? Now let's put it this way. Look at how I'm dressed. I'm literally wearing a sports jacket. I'm wearing a dress. I'm wearing tennis shoes. I don't look like I'm going to buy $100,000 car.
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, it doesn't matter what you dress. I see people coming in and dress normal. You could tell right away just by their wear of the clothes, and they got so much cash.
But sometimes you don't know, right? Again, it goes back to that first impression of what people think.
Yeah.
So then you approach me, you start asking me questions, and I start opening up, and then you're like, oh, see, now you've had that second. You've given me that second, third opportunity to present myself to you, right?
And it's like you were saying, it's a first impression. What first impression did you give me? Your standoffish, your walls, and everything. But I'm going to come to you with my first impression, which is going to be I'm easy to talk to. I'm here to help. I'm here for you. Let's see what we can do to help you out. You're here for a reason. Let's work that reason. And obviously, you're going to have your shield all the time. And my job is to make you a friend, make you understand that you're in the right place. You're here for a reason, and I want you to enjoy that.
So, kind of goes back to again, do people deserve a second chance or a third chance at a first impression?
I agree, they do, and it's our job. If we're the ones that are recognizing that they deserve it or not, it is our job to say yes, they do, and give that person that other chance for that first impression again.
Why do people deserve that second chance, third chance?
Well, it's not people, it's me. It's me. If I give someone else a second chance, I feel better with myself.
So it's kind of like, if they deserve it, I deserve it. Okay.
Give to others what you would want them to give to you.
It's the
Or
golden
treat
rule,
them like you want them to treat you.
Yeah. Perfect. Tell me of the worst first impression you've ever had.
There's so many of them. I mean,
The worst. The worst.
all right, you're gonna put me to think here. So business-wise, the worst first impression I had would be. I mean, and I say the worst because it was really hard for me to understand. It was really hard for me to relate with that person, but it was someone that was not mentally well. And that first impression, for me, in my thoughts were, how are you going to help this person? Knowing that my first impression of her was, she's crazy. She is nuts. She is completely not here. This is her body, and her body is just blah, blah, blah talking. Think about it this way. You walk into a dealership and you just start talking to anybody you want and everything, and you need help and doing this and this and that. But you are sick in your mind. You don't know what you're saying. Nobody understands what you're saying. But you want to buy a car. You know that. You want to look at a car. You know that. So for me, it was very hard to see through this person and understand what was going on. But it was merely like 4 seconds since I met her to maybe 30 seconds where I realize you're gonna help her. No matter what it is, her condition, it's not for you to choose, you're gonna help her out. And the first impression was scary at the same time, but also like, why me? Why not another salesperson, right?
So why didn't another salesperson step up?
Because they're afraid.
They were afraid.
They were not in the same realm that I was. They were not in the same mindset that I was. They were not. They were kids. They were young. They were just, not. They wasn't ready for it.
Do you think, kind of what you just said, right? The different mindsets and the fact that you took the leap to help this person, even though it was scary and you didn't understand their condition, that you sometimes miss out on opportunities by judging people?
Absolutely. In my industry, we miss opportunities every day by judging them. Because, and I'll go this route, everybody wants to go to work and make money. That's why we go to work. We need it to buy our things, our phones, whatever it is, right? And sometimes we want it easy. We always do. We don't want to put the work, So for me was putting the work in this particular scenario with this person that she was mentally ill, literally, and putting the work into helping her out understand what her needs was. Now, I'll tell you this. What I learned from this is that it's okay to talk to someone that is not well. You don't have to just run away like everybody does. Do your thing. Do your due diligence. Help yourself. And I learned that this person was really bad, really ill, and she would do that not just one dealership, but she would do that and so on and so on. And they treat her like crazy in some of these places. Even at my dealership, some of these persons will treat her like crazy, and that's not fair, So what I did, I decided to do what was right and just treat her right, get to know her a little bit better, and figure out where I can help. But it was so bad that it didn't become a sale. I did not sell this person because there was nobody to sell to. She was just out of her control and somewhere else where she shouldn't be. Whoever was taking care of her did not know where she was. I'm not sure if that answered that question.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that was very brave, right? Because like you said, sometimes it takes that third second opportunity to chat with someone, to get past our own perception, our own judgment of other people, right? I'll give you an example. I met with a professional, and one of her questions to me was, and I'm sure I didn't give a good impression, but I didn't get another opportunity to ever have more conversations with this person. They got offended based off my answer, and I thought that was a little bit crazy. And I have this person on social media, and I see their posts, and I gotta admit that sometimes I judge this person based on how they judged me.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not proud of that, but this is the whole point of Success Without Borders, right? Is to show the vulnerabilities that we're human.
Yes, we are.
And we mess up, and we're going to make mistakes. So we're meeting, and this person asked me, what's been one of the biggest struggles you've had in this business? And I said, one of my biggest struggles is that as soon as people find out I speak Spanish, they say, I am going to send you my Spanish speaking clients.
Oh, wow.
Right? And it's true. I know there's many professionals out there that are bilingual that this has happened to. I've had many conversations with them. And after the meeting, the person that introduced us did a follow-up with this person and asked them, how did the meeting go? And this person said, I think the meeting went well. I just don't think I will be working with her because she said that we are racist.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I did not say that. I said, one of my biggest struggles is that as soon as people find out that I speak another language, they put me in a box.
You feel like you're being singled out?
No, I wasn't. I didn't feel it. They literally would say those words to me. I am Leo. I'm only gonna send you my Spanish-speaking clients because you speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, am I not speaking English right now? Does my experience, my professionalism, it doesn't transfer over to other clients? It's I can only help this demographic because you put me in a box, right?
Yeah.
And now that I shared my struggle with this person, now they victimize themselves on my struggle.
Wow.
And they're not gonna work with me because they got offended based off my struggle and I shared that. I you know. So
How does that make you feel? Angry or?
I honestly I laughed because it's like, wow, you literally just proved my point. Right? And I don't know if I don't know. I never had the opportunity to have this conversation with this person, right? Of, hey, I don't understand how my struggle made you feel uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't understand that. It's not like I said, you, Leo, put me in a box. I did not say that. I said, I've been put in a box before, and that's been a struggle. I literally had to remove from my email signature, from my business cards, from the websites, from LinkedIn, from social media in the past, that I spoke another language in order to be able to penetrate the English speaking business.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to first impressions, right? The first impression was, oh, you speak Spanish? You can only help Spanish speaking clients.
Mm-hmm.
You can only work in this area. So I had to get smart about my first impression, and I didn't even mention it.
Well, I can relate.
And right, it is crazy. And now after I stopped doing that, I penetrated this market, and after they got to know me, right? Now let's going back to that first impression. Now that first impression is, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I produce results, right? I keep my word. I'm
Yes.
honest. I'm transparent. And now they got me to see work. Then they found out I spoke another language. Now it was a plus.
It was a plus.
Now it was a plus. It wasn't a, oh, you speak Spanish. All these other things don't matter. You're here.
Yeah.
It was, all these things are true, and you speak Spanish, and it's crazy. That's why for me it's very important, this topic, right? Because sometimes we put people in boxes and we don't give them the opportunity to show us who they truly are.
Mm-hmm.
For the positive and for the negative, right? Sometimes we give people opportunities and they show us who they are from the beginning and we don't want to see it either.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can relate with you on that. Especially me at work in the automotive industry. I have that too, and it's one of those things where, oh, people are gonna know that I speak Spanish. Does that mean they're gonna buy from me or not? And I can tell sometimes. I start looking at the fact. Oh, I didn't sell them. I didn't make a sell on this one because I spoke Spanish. But I bet if they would have got someone else that did not know Spanish, they would have made the sale. So I go back to thinking, well, I just made my company lost money because of that. I think it's all about how internally we see each other. I think that the struggles are there because we've seen them, right? And we just have to be strong in our own thoughts and in intuition and know that it's not you. You actually speak two languages. That is a benefit. There's people over there that can't even talk. There's people that have one language in their tongues and they're good. But them, it's maybe like, for me, I want a big Cadillac Escalade, and for them it's like, I want to be able to speak Spanish. I want to be able to speak Portuguese. I want to be able to do Italian. I think it's a virtue to speak a second language. And I think us Latinos are very, very good at it. Spanglish, I mean, that's a new one. I mean, we speak Spanglish now, right?
Right.
I mean, isn't it pretty cool?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's kind of going back to the first impressions, right? It's sometimes we get put in a box because we have an accent.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like you just said, right? We put people in a box based on how they look.
Yeah.
We put people in a box based on how they walk,
Yeah.
based on how they give you a handshake, right? And we don't give others the opportunity to truly show who they are. So I really am not a fan. I am not a fan of you only really have a chance to make one first good impression. I think that's BS
Mm-hmm.
because you can't get to know someone on the first time. You can't get to know who they are, their essence, right? Sometimes we go to these business meetings and we're trying to cram in who we are in one meeting just so they get to know us. And it's like, no. Kind of goes back to when I met you, right? I told you, I was like, you gave me a good impression, you're secure, everything's going for you in life. And then we meet up and I'm like, holy smokes.
You're different.
You're a human being, right? You also have issues, you have problems, you have feelings, you care, and that made me want to be your friend, not just someone that I know, right?
Yeah.
Not an acquaintance, not it took me to that next level of I actually want to have this person in my life.
Yep.
Not just someone I want to sell to or someone I want to just do business with. It's someone I actually can care about and enjoy their company, right?
Yep.
Their conversation. And again, sometimes we miss out on opportunities because we give people this one time to introduce themselves to us. Let's go even farther into this. Sometimes we don't even give people the opportunity to introduce themselves based on other people's opinions about others.
Mm-hmm.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah. Someone else said something about you. You don't want to go meet that person. You don't want to be her friend. You don't want to be close to them. Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, at work in my industry, yeah, I see that all the time. Especially with coworkers, they would tell me. Same instance about this lady that I was talking earlier. I overheard on the right side of me when I was there. Oh, Leo got the crazy lady, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? But that was me ignoring their facts. You know what I mean? Because their fact doesn't mean anything. But yeah, no. First impression for me was for her like, okay. Second impression was I got to give her another chance. Third impression, fourth impression. Even though I went like 15 impressions, first impressions with this particular lady, but still at the same time, it was that. You deserve that. People deserve that.
Right. And I feel like we got to be more lenient with ourselves, right? Because it's like if we're going to judge someone based on the first time that we see them,
Yeah.
based on other people's opinions, like we're just missing out.
Of course.
We're missing out.
You're one person, I'm another person. There's a lot to learn from each other. You know, relationships. I mean, laughing, jokes. You know, what do you like to eat in the morning? What do I like to eat at night? Do I, things like that. You just talk about anything, pretty much. Getting to know that person is the best thing you can do, especially in networking. Networking, you create relationships, and you mean that you create it. Like it's your responsibility to create it.
Leo, what was your first impression of me?
I already told you that.
That was in Spanish though.
Oh yeah, I guess so. You're right. I noticed that you had a very good vibration. There was something about you, America, that it was attractive. Okay, I noticed that you were intelligent and you were smiling, and you gave me an impression of secure. You being a secure person, know what you're doing. Yeah, and it was a good vibration. It was good. It felt comfortable being with you.
Good.
What was your first impression of me?
You were fun.
Oh, thank you.
You were engaging, right? You were open. You were welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
So and you were approachable. See, that was my impression.
Good. That's good.
Have you ever had a good impression of someone the first time you meet them, and then you take it to the next 2-3 meetings or whatever, and then your opinion has shifted to be like, I think I'm not gonna engage here anymore.
Well, not to be particular to someone or anyone, because I can't remember. Because we all do that normally. I mean, I think that's what the whole theme is, that give ourselves chances and things like that. At what point do we say, I already gave you 2 first impressions, 3 first impressions, I'm done with you? I think for me it would be just getting to know that person a little bit more, engaging with them, and see what their values are. If their values are similar as mine, and my values are great, love God, number one. Number two, love myself, and then obviously smile, right? If those values are the same, I will enjoy that person more often. I will give that person more first impressions, and so on.
Yeah, I can tell you, I make friends with the most random people.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes I do.
What was the most random people you ever made a friend with?
I want to say the outcasts. I
Really?
like to be friends with people that most people wouldn't engage with. Going back to the missing out part, right? Sometimes we don't give some humans opportunities, and then we have these walls, right? Like I told you, sometimes I have walls up. I look unapproachable sometimes, and sometimes I'm the best.
Yeah.
It just depends on the day you get me.
Yes.
We're all human, so that's where, like you said, if I know myself,
Yeah.
and there's days that I'm just like, I shouldn't be socializing. I just try not to go out,
Yeah.
because I know myself that well. But there's days that I have to, and it goes back to these people as well, right? They're also out there trying to do business. They're trying to build their lives, make friends, and we all have insecurities. And sometimes these people start pushing people away, self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotage.
Self-sabotaging. Been there, done that, right? Where I start pushing people away because I start, oh, they're getting too close to me. They're gonna take advantage. All these negative thoughts go through your mind, which if they go through my mind, guess what? It goes through your mind.
Mhm.
It goes through their mind. And I want to be a good coach fighting all this. So that's why I want to give these people opportunities. But you also set boundaries, right? Because sometimes these people, because they've never been given these opportunities, they either take too much, take advantage, or they cling.
Yeah.
So you gotta set boundaries and say, perfect, I'm gonna be your friend, but this is the line.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good for you too to learn how to set boundaries. And
Well,
it goes,
you have to.
and then you give these people just a different view of life.
Mm-hmm.
You give them hope, right? I feel like that's, again, that kind of goes back to the whole point of even the show, is to be able to give people hope, to be able to see beyond the issues, beyond the problems, beyond all the ugliness that the world has going on right now. It's Jesus. Imagine the first impression that United States makes, or that the world has on us, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have a VPN, you guys start looking at videos from foreign countries, you will see that sometimes people just make fun of us.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, they're American. They expect everyone in the world to speak English. I've seen that, right? Where it kind of goes back, when we're here, people make fun of us because we have an accent, but the rest of the world has an accent when they speak English.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, we just gotta be more tolerant of each other.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the whole world and things that I don't know nothing about, but we're all humans.
We are human, and that's
You know?
what I'm saying. I feel like
We all grew up with, beliefs that are, embedded in our lives forever since we were kids, and that's what we're gonna have. So these people that might, you know what I mean, at the end, if you were to meet someone in networking right now from Russia, like, you want to give your best first impression, right?
yes.
And obviously their best first impression of them being Russian to be with you, like, oh, I want to give American a best impression, right?
Well, and the other part is too, right? Coming from immigrant families, I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Even though we're not from the same country, the same continent, right? We understand the struggles, and we're gonna be able to give more empathy towards their situation, right? Than most.
Yeah.
And it's also going back to those people that haven't been in our situations, or we haven't been in other people's situations, right? It's, again, this creating this space so we can create this. I don't think tolerance is the right word. I want to say more understanding.
Uh-huh.
If we understand each other better, if we're able to understand each other better, we're going to be able to create better communities, better support systems, instead of all this anger and hate that is going around, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why first impressions is the best thing you can do. Just like your first impression is gonna be what? Your
Just smile.
Your smile. If you smile, you're good. The other person smiles. There we go. We start off something. You know.
You on the other side of the camera, smile today. That is your
Smile.
homework.
Homework. Smile every day. Wake up in the morning and smile.
Look at yourself. Smile at yourself.
Love yourself. Smile.
Yeah. Yes. Give yourself that first good impression every day, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because if we wake up in a bad mood, that's the first impression you're giving yourself, and that's where you're going to go out into the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So if you were to meet someone from another country, what would you? What would be your first impression to portray to this person? What do you want that person to see in you?
Happiness, right? I want
think
to be
so.
happy. Yeah, I want to be happy and welcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see that they see you and they smile and they can copy your smile.
Yeah.
You know, in the automotive industry, we can do this. Either we smile all the time, or we mimic the other person. So if you come with your walls and everything, and I start mimicking your walls, what do we have? Nothing.
Nothing.
Can I get your manager, please? Yeah, I need another person to make me feel like I need to smile, right?
Right.
But it happens all the time. First impressions are important. Always smile. I think that's just the way that we should start with. Smile.
We have a mutual friend, Monica,
Mm-hmm.
and I stole this from her. She's always saying good morning, whenever. Has she done that to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I steal that from her, and now everywhere I go, I just, even in the middle of the night, I'm like, good morning.
Good
And
morning.
yeah, and you catch people off guard, right? And it's like, they laugh. It's just bringing that part of good morning or something random to catch people off that guard.
Yeah.
And then you give them that first impression. Even if it's at the grocery store, right?
Yeah.
Giving something positive into the world, even if it's a laugh.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you? When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you give yourself the first impression?
I do.
What
I
do you do?
I do.
Tell us a little bit about America, staring at the mirror. She just woke up.
Well, just like you said, right? I say I wake up with my gratitudes. I pray as well. I meditate. So in meditation, I give my gratitudes, and then I wake up. I look at myself in the mirror, and I just like, wow, I'm beautiful. I love myself. Thank you for another day. And I smile, right? And I'm like, I'm ready for this day.
Yeah.
Whatever it comes.
Yes, it's great to do that in the mornings. That's how you're just supposed to wake up. Not with what happened yesterday. The past is the past, and that's it. Stays in the past.
And let's say something happens in the middle of your day, right? You're just like, shit happens.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is, and then you move on.
Yeah.
We have to do that, because if you now you trail into that negativity, right? Then you're gonna pass that along
Yes.
to everyone else.
Oh yeah. Yes. You don't want to do that. You don't want to pass negativity around. If it's your own negativity, you're bringing it out. Why give it to someone else? Why give the burden to someone else to feel your pain, to feel your stuff? There's no need for approval from them or anything like that.
Last year, I had a meeting with someone I met at networking, and I met them. Going back to second chances and how we can mess it up, right? When I first met this person, I was open, fun, smiling. And then the next time I met him, we had a second meeting, and I just had an argument with a business partner, and I was frustrated. So I walk into this meeting. I'm trying to fake it. I'm trying to be, smiling and trying to have a good conversation, but you can't fake energy.
No.
You could put a smile, but you just feel it. Like you just feel the tension, and this person's like, "Whoa, I don't know what's going on with you right now. I really loved the first time I met you. You were so open, nice, kind, smiling, and today you're just like, ugh." Like, I would not do business with you, right? And I was like, oh shit.
Damn.
Right? Like, I was like, oh. I was like,
you were in shock.
No, I was like, wow, thank you for calling me out.
You like feedback.
I love feedback, right? Because then I'm not going to notice these things until it's called out by someone else.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I was like, that moment, like my energy shifted instantly, and I'm like, wow, thank you for calling me out. I'm like, give me a second, let me breathe. She's like, is that better? It's like, yeah, that's better. I'm like, thank you for calling me out. I'm like, not many people have the courage to call others out when something like this is, right? I'm the one usually calling people out and be like, hey, like, don't do that, don't be negative or whatever. And it was amazing, right? My whole energy shifted in that moment because this person decided to call me out. It was great. I could have victimized myself. I could have gotten angry. I could have said, what are you talking about? No, I'm fine, whatever, right? But I didn't. I stopped, I listened, and I acknowledged.
Yeah.
And that was huge. That was very huge. I, on the other hand, went to another networking, and this person was just, we're all having a conversation, and this person's like, oh wow, this networking is for you big dogs, not for us little people.
Oh wow. What a comment.
My answer was, you're right.
You're right. Wow.
You're right. And he's like, what? Like, you're right. If that's how you feel about yourself, that you're the little dog and you don't belong here, you're absolutely right. I am going to agree with you.
What was his response?
Oh, going back to the victimization, right? Oh, I was just trying to make conversation. I'm like, I understand that. I'm like, but talking negative about yourself is not a good way to make conversation, my friend.
We're networking here. This is not where you bring your.
Where it's like, you're here to elevate and to grow, and you're literally saying you don't belong here. And if you're saying you don't belong here, you're right. I'm going to agree with you. If you say you belong here, you're right. I'm going to agree with you.
Have you ever thought about this? What if that guy was trying to figure out, I want to see who in here is all the negatives, so I don't meet them.
Probably, right? And I was like, don't talk bad about yourself, right? Don't demean yourself. It kind of goes back to, right, when we get put into a box, I've done it where I stayed in that box. It made me uncomfortable to get out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I was like, I don't want to be in the box.
I don't want to be in the box. Get out of the box.
I need to get out of the box. So I figured out ways to get out of the box.
Yeah. Good.
I figured out ways to give a different impression, right?
There's this really good book about getting out of the box. I think that's what the title is, to get out of the box, or self-deception. I don't know if you're, you know, it's a great book about that. And yeah, it's amazing how we get ourselves in the box. And
Yeah.
You have to learn how to get yourself out of the box.
Well, it goes back to, right, we give ourselves our first impression every day.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're talking negatively about ourselves, that's the impression we're going to give out to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes time and it takes training to change your mind and your mindset. And it goes back to, if I'm going to give myself second opportunities at giving myself a different impression every day of myself, why would I not give others that opportunity as well?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're all working on it. We're all working on ourselves. We're all trying to get better. We're all trying to heal, to grow, to change.
And you want to do good.
Right.
Yeah,
and if I deserve this, so does everyone else.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no, give yourself a chance and give others a chance. You know, you have to, because we are human beings. We are here all the time. We're always talking to someone or whatever. Like, you don't want to know everybody. I don't want to know your bad problems, because like there's no reason for me to know them. You don't want to know mine, right? But I do want to know that you're happy. I do want to know that you're smiling. I want to know that you're doing great, and I want to know all that stuff. And I want to remind you of it. And the reason I'm saying is because I want people to see that. Hey, you know what, Leo? You look great today. Oh my God, you look taller. Wouldn't that be nice? Hey, you look taller. You look nice. Oh, I love your smile. Your teeth are white. You know, things like that. We have to elevate each other. That's what we're supposed to do.
Yes. And giving other people opportunity does not mean letting them back in and letting them abuse you, disrespect you, use you, right? That doesn't mean that.
No.
It means, let's say you've had someone do these things to you, and they've decided to change. It means they've decided to change. That doesn't mean you allow them access, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's another theme for another
Yeah, that's going deep.
Yes, we will talk about that next time in Success Without Borders, because that's important, right? We gotta talk about these things, and going back to the audience, it's being able to see these things.
Yeah.
And forgetting these little sayings, right? Of, oh, you only get one time at making a good first impression.
Yeah.
You make a first impression on yourself every day. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new opportunity.
You're gonna know also when you want to meet someone, when you want to see them more than just once. You're gonna know that. It's gonna be inside of you. It's gonna be that little voice telling you, hey, this person is more interesting. Oh my God, look, you should definitely get to know this person a little more. Because that is our intuition talking to us, letting us know, hey, there's more to just the first impression.
I've given bad first impressions, and then the next time I see them, I'm like, man, sorry. Last time I was not in a good space. My bad.
I haven't done that. I don't think I'm good at that.
At what, apologizing?
Yeah, apologizing for something like that because it's really hard.
It was, until again I started giving myself second opportunities.
Yeah.
So that's like, fuck it. I already messed up. What's the worst they can say? They already don't like me.
Yeah.
They could not like me more.
And then they end up liking you more.
Right. So it's that courage, right? So that, if you're gonna take anything from today, is give yourself that second chance.
Yes.
You messed up once. Hey, client, I know XYZ. That's something that I train my team on. It's call and ask.
Mm-hmm.
Did we lose a client? Why did we lose it?
Mm-hmm.
What could we have done better? If we get that constructive feedback,
Mm-hmm.
I've had clients that didn't use us and have come back and used us because we made that call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that when it happens too in the automotive industry. Someone says, you know what, I'll come back tomorrow, and they end up buying somewhere else. What can we do to help that person? Well, one of the coworkers were mentioning the other day, and it's something that we all learn in our career as business, is like, it doesn't matter whether they buy with you or not. What matters is that first impression that you made with them, and that they know next time they're not just going to go for whatever reason to buy that car. They're going to go because they know you. So creating the first impression is great, but following up with the second great impression, hey, I heard you just bought a vehicle over there at the Toyota dealership. How's that going? That right there sets the mark. Because you don't know if that salesperson that sold them that Toyota has even contacted them, right? So that's always good to have that follow-up through. Doesn't matter, because you create a longer relationship like that, and people learn how to appreciate a relationship like that. I know I would.
Well, there you go, guys. I don't believe in first impressions. I believe it takes time to get to know someone, and we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes the first time, maybe the second time. Some of us have walls up, and sometimes we might miss out on having amazing people in our lives or helping amazing clients because we didn't take the time, right? Or people didn't take the time to get to know us.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna take anything from today, is take the time to get to know people, and don't judge a book by its cover.
Pretty much. And always wear your smile.
Yes, you're not fully dressed unless you're wearing your smile. Thank you for accompanying us today at Success Without Borders. We will see you next Tuesday.
Why is it recording?